Silas.
Jungle? Oh, it's Gwen Jungle. Okay, it's Gwen Jungle. Cool. Makes a lot more sense. We have the comps now. Silas top into Ornn. I can imagine that's pretty good for Silas if I were to wager. Because Silas likes hitting things that just stand still. Yeah. I like it. I do quite like the Swain pick actually. The more I think about it, I think Valstorm's one of the mechanically stronger players on this current roster. That's been formed for this game. So I like picking something that has a bit of agency, something that you can be terrified of a support Swain against first game. Like you can actually be terrified. Like it can take over a game. But we see a standard 5-point from IA, and we see PZN just stacking this bush north of red.
You just called him DZN.
PZN, yeah. Child of the Lord, man. I don't watch your profanity. But yeah.
Yeah, in theory, Twitch should have a pretty hard time versus this bot lane, but yeah, we're not exactly sure. Oh, I guess. Just a second.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting this bot lane. Like if you get hit by Swainy, you get hit by a Jin W. It's a lot of damage. I believe if you're really good, I think you can stop the Rel W with Swainy if it's time to go. So that's another interaction to think about. Pretty hard to do though, I'm guessing. We do see Rel. We do see this double bot side start. See Dusk pathing down to his Krugs. I like this. I feel like most junglers right now, unless you are like the way jungle works at the moment, at least in my opinion, is it's so risky to go like buff Grump or like and gank, because if that fails, you're just so far behind. Like Krugs have become such an important part of the clear. Like 6 camping is just the best thing to do on most champs. Especially on something that scales like Gwen. Like Gwen really just wants items. It's very hard for her to do anything. She definitely has to burn flash in order to gank. So I do like this. Pacifist Gwen is pretty good right now.
Ouch.
That didn't look fun though. That did not look fun.
Yeah, level 2 advantage for Garda there. Already has his W ranked up. The Ornn can't really... Oh, I guess Ivan just kind of won that trade.
Yeah.
I guess he's running a Resolve second here, I would assume. So with that Dora Shield plus the additional regen he may have, it could be pretty good for him. I mean, I think Akshan actually has to work hard for a solo kill here, I imagine.
Yeah, which is kind of a crazy sentence to say given what Akshan is.
Yeah.
Like, and he's got D-Shield as well. I'm a big fan. Blaze is doing a really good job of kiting these camps. I was worried because like the player is actually quite hard, I think, but he's doing a really good job of that. I'm also a really big fan of XP here, not buying items. He bought refill, and he's gonna buy a D-Shield after or buy whatever after.
Oh, Insanity Victim not respecting the potential jungler's positioning, plus the fact that top lane is definitely ahead right now in lane and has priority. Here comes Dusk though, but I don't think he wants anything. Yeah, he does not want to contest with Scuttle. He would also be in danger if he does.
Yeah, just go back to your wolves. He didn't show though, which means that they might have thought that he went to bot grab. Because if they had the information, I would have just passed straight to bot grab. Saying that though, today killing these Krugs is very important because you need them to reset so that your future clears aren't just really disjointed. I didn't actually comment on this, but the Ivan does have heal this game, so 2v2s are going to be very, very strong, especially because like 2v2s with Ivan are already crazy.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like Ivan plus melee champion is usually very effective. Here we have a little bit of a different combination, but still, even with Ivan's Q root caller, Tilia can still do a lot of work, even with that CC. Oh, And here we see a potential gank. The Q lands a little bit early. Blaziken doesn't really have an angle here. Already flashless Akshan, not really able to capitalize on that just yet, but they're looking. Garda trading inside of a pretty big minion wave, but he's fine.
I really think XP could have actually thought of that. I think within that minion wave, there's no way Silas wins.
Yeah, I assume he already used his W, and that's not... I mean, that is not the longest cooldown, but there is a window in which you can trade back. I guess Ornn will at least get the push here and get some breathing room. I shouldn't let... You shouldn't let him freeze this.
This is illegal. This
Oh,
is illegal.
no. Oh, no.
I'm in physical pain.
Now that could be a problem.
Yeah, that could be a really big problem. I think if God was smart, you could have actually just based here if you killed enough minions and just kept the perma freeze. Because right now, like I think you can walk up and break it because of item advantage and your full HP from mana. But I'm sure that could have been really bad. We see a big CS lead bot lane.
Yeah, in a lane that was what we hoped would be more dominant, it's actually Twitch is kind of having a bit of a free farm lane here. And once he scales up with Iron Shields on top, it might be a difficult task for Pogfrogs to actually kill him.
Yep. Oh, he loses cannon there. That's pretty sad. At least the wave's in a pretty good spot. I mean, if you know what you're doing here, you can just permanently freeze this because he hasn't back. He does have enough mana though. I think this is definitely freezable. Silas is obviously shoving it because he wants to reset. And you see both junglers hovering around mid.
Here we go. Q lands into the combo from Blaziken. Not quite landing, but Insanity Victim still doesn't have the flash, so this should just be a kill. First blood for IA. There it is. And yeah, let's see if that transitioned into the dragon perhaps, because looks like Rel may be looking for something. I guess they don't quite have the lane positioning right now. They're going to wait it out. Plus, Talia is almost out of mana here. So they'll just take it another time, maybe. Though Ivern still has Daisy. No, it does look like they will take the dragon eventually. Pogfrogs is not really in a position to contest anyway. Jungler on the completely different side of the map here.
Yep.
Could they be looking for a gank top? I don't know if this is an angle that Pogfrogs have.
I'm looking at the Ivan first item and I feel a bit sick.
I mean, all things considered, it does have good value.
Yeah, it does.
When you think about it,
I mean,
but
sick the other way. Like, it's really good here. Akshan is so sad when he presses tab and sees that.
Yeah, I guess so. But my issue with that is, like, Moonstone is such a good power spike. But here we go. Here comes Vitalia with the Weaver's Wall, and there's action on the other side as well. Pogfrog's getting that one kill. Exhaust onto the Twitch, so there's not enough damage. Blaziken is still looking with his rocks, but that's going to be the end of that. A lot of summoners blown, though, for Pogfrogs. None of them left in the bot lane.
Yeah. Still got sums on the rail here, but also they did get a good action roam top lane. Shut down the Silas a bit, and they're going to get help from it as well. But he's just not...
What was that trade? Oh, the rel engage is immaculate from Howitzer. And those are easy kills for IA. No sums for Pogfrogs to protect themselves, and that's another lane that's getting ahead.
Yeah. And it's the two lanes. You put less money on being ahead right now. I'd say Silas and Ornn are about even. I'd say with the assist, it's 150 gold as well. A bit less than 10 CS, so maybe a little bit behind. But other than that, like, bot lane is super ahead on the side of IA.
Yeah, and the problem with that is potentially later into the game is that I don't think once Twitch positions well enough inside of a fight and he stays at a good enough range, I don't think Pogfrogs necessarily have what it takes to assassinate him fast enough. Okay, here we go. Sorry, Dusk. Coming in for that gank on the Silas, finally shutting him up for at least a few, like 20 seconds, I suppose.
Yeah.
And Gwen getting that kill is also quite important. Getting towards that Rift Maker, you really want those items and also the XP, I guess. Gwen in the jungle is quite resource heavy. You don't want to fall behind. And this is a pretty good start for Dusk here in the jungle. Ooh, very early flash for XP, respecting the potential damage and the red buff.
I'm sure it wasn't highly warranted, but I respect the.
Another engage from Howitzer. They're just going in. They have more than enough damage here. Tubalard, easy pickings. Vilestorm still that ultimate pop, but he has nowhere to run here. Even if he does use it, that's not going to be enough damage to retaliate, and that's kill number 3 for Twitch in the bottom lane. Mid lane is just you know, Ivern. He's moisturized, focused, and flourishing. There's nothing happening. Blaziken has all the time in the world to try and bully this Ornn some more. Nice W. I'm pretty sure it denied that knockback from activating.
Yes. The question I was going to ask you is, Davis, what mythic would you go here on Nautilus? Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, you always want Sunfire, it's so much damage, but the only thing you're really going to be hitting is Silas and maybe Rel. Like, it's so hard for you to get any access on anything else.
There goes Akshan. That's another kill for IA. Yeah, mythic choice. Yeah, I don't think Sunfire is necessarily the play. It does grant like the most potential damage, but I don't think that's what you should be aiming for. The only other choice you really have is Gauntlet in that case.
Yeah.
And I think that's fine. Okay, Silas, feeling a little bit threatened, using his ultimate, but nothing's gonna come out of it.
Nice dodge there from XP. I like it. He's played. I'm very pleasantly surprised by XP. He's playing the mechanics of his champion well. You know, he knows what his champion does, and that makes me happy. I like to see that. I would like to see if I really feel like if they were a bit more coordinated, Pogfrogs maybe could have rushed a straight, and they are looking to actually do it, which makes me very happy. They dropped Herald there. They're just gonna walk down mid. We see the pings coming down from IA. IA is already gone, and I really like this. It delays any potential soul by 5 minutes, or accelerates it if that's the case. And all of this gold is going to the Gwen, which I think is okay actually.
Yeah, Akshan was zoned off, unfortunately, by Vitalia. Could not get that gold, but Gwen getting that extra gold is still more than fine. Already has Riftmaker completed. That's pretty early into this game, and I think Pogfrogs will rely heavily on that Gwen in the fights.
Yeah. And we do talk about the Twitch, which is very accelerated, but Twitch does hate playing into Gwen. It is really, really hard.
Yeah. Just the interaction between him and her W.
It's pretty sad.
It's very annoying.
Looking like a true AD carry player there, Davis.
Oh, Insanity Victim. Trying to get that plate at all costs, but he might be in trouble now. Is this root going to land from the Ivern? Not quite. Manages to get away. Crisis averted for Pogfrogs, but right now they could still be in trouble. Blaziken still has the Weaver's Wall to try and gank, and here he comes.
Oh, nice
Early flash from Vilestorm. But he still could get caught here. First kill of the fight goes to IA. I think Pogfrogs should just... I think they have no choice but to concede this one. Gwen has to go back to her camps, try and scale up as fast as you can, just to try and catch up here. But Twitch Twitch is in a very good spot. Already has Kraken Slayer completed. Wonder what his second item will be.
Yeah, and just looking at like who's gonna deal with this Twitch, I think the only way the Twitch needs to get hit by a rogue or not. I think to start it off. I think that's the way it goes. It's gonna be really hard for Gwen to get onto him, but I don't think that's the job. I think if there's a chance Action can get a flank, I think that's how you deal with the Twitch. But it's pretty hard to deal with it. You do see IA posturing top for this Herald though. But Valstorm has actually roamed up to match it, which is very good. However, Jin is bot lane, and I think you are doing this, my guys.
Yeah. Ornn has one big annoying Silas that he has to deal with, who's constantly pushing him in. That does give IA a window to take a Rift Herald, and now top lane turret is the next target. Pogfrogs do have Gwen and Swain, and also Akshan actually, to try and run interference here, but I don't know if... Oh, that is a...
That's a screenshot there.
That's a funny way. It's a funny timing to pause, but here we're back, apparently, and there's a freeze.
Freezing? Anyone? Is it just...
To be continued? How does this one end? Find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. The Ornn Ultimate is flying, and we don't know who's it gonna hit.
Well, Blaziken is definitely getting hit, right? We see...
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna analyze this fight before it starts, okay? Dusk is rooted. Okay.
Oh. Yep, he's rooted, and he's knocked back as well. Is he going to die? Oh, Dusk is right in the thick of things. His Triumph pops, but he can't do anything else here. Second kill of the fight, though for Pogfrogs is active. Oh, wow.
That's so
that
big.
Turnaround was absolutely insane from IA. Insanity Victim's still trying, but man.
I mean,
Ivern...
It's not bad when your ADC is bot, right? Like 3 for 3 is good, and you kill the Herald. It only gets one charge. Shut down on the action from the Twitch. I think it's pretty good for Pogfrogs, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it was scrappy, but at the end of the day, I think Pogfrogs are happy with that gold influx. Jin is still pretty sad. Only has the Gale Force, but at least Yakshan is moving towards his second item, and that looks like either Stormrazor or a Rapid Fire Cannon, and I'm not sure how I feel about either of these.
I do know that a couple of streamers I've seen have built Stormrazor, but I think RFC is still also quite likely. I mean, if his it's just all about the identity that he wants in these fights. If his identity is I'm the only person that can kill Twitch, I kind of get it.
Yeah, I think in that case, Stormrazor would be pretty good, like the additional damage plus the slow to try and catch up.
Yeah.
It is a fair bit of gold, though, before he gets there. I think he still needs BF Sword plus the combined cost here. So we'll see how much time he really needs before he gets to that point. For now, it's just more scaling for Pogfrogs, honestly. They still need that Gwen to hit her next item breakpoint before she truly pops off in a fight.
Yeah, and it's for me at least, it's a battle of the 3 items, okay? Like, well, kind of. Okay, so Gwen, 3 items. 3 items, she's so happy, right? Silas, 3 items, ecstatic. Twitch, 3 items, ecstatic. Pogfrogs, if Ornn gets to 3 items, they're probably ecstatic due to what level it is, you know? Like, if this game scales, it's really interesting to see who scales better, because I think both teams go really well, but we have IA picking up this Drake and sending the Horn.
Oh, Valstorm potentially in danger. He's going to get locked up in all of that CC. Pops the Zhonya's to stay alive for a few more seconds, but it's not going to do much. Now Dusk going in. Gwen is immune, actually, he dodges some damage, but still, that's 5 members of IA just hitting you over and over again. You're not getting away from that one, and Garda with a nice abscond abduct. Doesn't quite get the penta. Oh wait, he does!
Big! God of God with his pentakill on Silas, and you truly There was hope. There was hope. I feel like the Gwen W was popped a bit late. Just all in all, it was a really scrappy fight to take. The Swain being forced as Zonya's that early into the fight, with only the Talia on top, pretty much, made it very hard to play. And we have Ivern, who's full build, so it's pretty hard.
There's Moonstone Renewer. Very cool item.
Yeah,
definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
I do enjoy some of that Moonstone goodness, and he's gonna go Chemtech Putrefier next. Now, I mean, it's not amazing amounts of regen and spell vamp and all that stuff on the other side, but he is the best user of that item.
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
Saves your team spending more gold. Yeah, big fan. On a scale from Collector to Moonstone, it is a pretty Moonstone item. And I look at it, and it's... I don't know how Pogfrogs get back into this. I feel like you just have to rely on opposition mistakes at this point, more so than being able to be a playmaker. We do see the Sunfire on Orn, so that doesn't answer our question.
Yeah, I would rather see just an Iceborne and try to get to your spikes faster, because it's not like you're getting much damage out of Sunfire in fights. Pogfrogs looking for an angle, can't quite find it. Yeah, the side lane, I don't think... Side lane is a pretty scary place to be if you're Pogfrogs with a Silas around, but here comes the engage for Pogfrogs actually. The Call of the Forge God is very good, and the first is to fall for IA. Blaziken doing a good job here, but Garda almost dead on the other side, and it's a 1-for-1 trade. Not bad for Pogfrogs, all said and done. They defend for at least a little while longer, and this gold lead is not... Okay, now Tubble are potentially in danger. Zong is popped by the Swain. IA decide that they want this fight, but now all of a sudden they just have to peel back a little bit. And yeah, with all that said, Pogfrogs get a slight win, and they keep going.
And yeah, it's... I really think that 1-for-1 bot lane is so big for the action. That 900 gold shutdown, so worth. They also... Silas also burnt Flash there. It got Storm Razor, and the thing I was going to bring up right before all of that hoo-ha happened is we didn't see the Merc Treads on the action, but Wit's End is so crazy this game. So unbelievably crazy.
Yep. A lot of value potentially for Wit's End here. I mean, if he's running... I mean, I doubt he's running Tenacity in his runes, but Wit's End, all that MR, all that attack speed, it's just the right item in these circumstances for Akshan. Also, Shield Bow, added synergy there. The shield having more value with that added magic resist. It all adds up. And now Garda actually might be in trouble. There's 3 members of Pogfrogs right here. He steals the Swain ultimate, but that's not gonna mean a thing. There's still 30 seconds until this dragon, and Pogfrogs might actually have an angle this time to contest it.
We do see, however, the TP on the Silas is up. They did burn Gwen ult for that as well. It's pretty hard for Gwen to play bigger team fights without her ult. That is what's helped stack her Conqueror so insanely quickly, which is what leads her to just being immortal. I'm kind of interested to see this. I think if you're...
Oh, good root there from Vilestorm. Hits onto 2, and that's another pick. Jungler down for IA. This is massive for Pogfrogs right now. They could just start this dragon and try to get one for themselves. I guess Silas is back now, and he's going to TP to the fight. How much can Pogfrogs do before the raid boss gets here? And the answer is not enough. It's just a complete wipe. They had the window, they didn't quite take advantage of it, and now they just get severely punished for that mistake. It's not just the Silas, but it's also the Twitch with Runon's Hurricane.
Yeah.
Everyone piles up together, and Twitch is just like, yeah, okay, cool.
And This is why you see the rel with the Everfrost. I mean, Swain's
That
got
is
an
that is disgusting.
Swain's got an ability called Never Move, but I'll tell you something for free. If someone's not moving, it's someone that's rails on top of them, for sure. I quite like it. I don't like the tier though, because I feel like it's never gonna get stacked, if I'm being completely honest. But hey, whatever makes you play your best game, you know. I did want to ask Davis, what do you think Jin's second item's looking like? Just if you had to wager a bet.
Oh man, not like this.
Oh no!
Well, Silas wants another victim, and Vilestorm will fall to all that damage. 1v2 situation here for Blaziken. I don't think he's getting out of this. Dusk will take that one. So it's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but I'm pretty sure IA still could continue the push if they so chose. I guess Garda is not feeling all that well right now. They're just going to take a recall, but Tubbleard actually sticking around, looking for some kind of kill on the backside of his fight. He's just going to decide against it, though. And IA, slowly but surely, they're moving towards this win, but yeah, we're running into some road bumps along the way. It's not completely, like, it's not a blowout.
Yeah.
This time, Pogfrogs are fighting back.
We do see the 0 stack Medjay on the Talia now that she's been killed. This game's so interesting. It's so interesting. I do feel like Pogfrogs are one fight away from collecting all these shutdowns and being suddenly very, very in the game.
Oh, Garda once again going for the aggressive play. Everfrost not quite there to connect onto the Swain, so he's getting away. The Gen ultimate is mostly just for vision. Doesn't really do any damage there. But now IA have taken that one little skirmish and they're looking to take over vision, but they're sitting on top of some wards right now. Pogfrogs are well aware of what is happening.
Yeah. And one thing I'm a bit sad about is that the Ornn upgraded Akshan's item. I really think it would have been better to upgrade Gwen's item here. I think she is really your win con.
Yeah, you just have to put all your faith in the Gwen and hope she can turn things around, I think, because there's not much else that you can do, at least right now, before the items really hit for Pogfrogs. IA just start the Baron, and Howitzer with Iron Shields can just tank forever, and Pogfrogs are not even looking to walk to the Baron Pit. I guess now they are in the Baron Pit, but it's way too late to try and contest anything. Vilestorm is just going to be the first casualty, and Twitch opens up on the action. Rips through that shield though as well. Way too much damage on that Twitch. And yeah, the Ornn TP just going to get away from there as fast as possible. It is a big win for IA. They get kills, they get Baron, and this could be the start of a final push if Pogfrogs are not careful. And as I say that, Garda goes in for another... Oh! Jin just disappeared. But here comes Gwen. Can she turn things around? The needle work. The needles are stacking. First kill for the Gwen. How much can IA still get done with this Baron buff? They have Daisy going. They got one inhibitor turret. Can they get much more than this? Or is it just going to be a back before they keep pushing? It looks like it will be.
So
but
back, 35 seconds to the soul.
Yeah, it does make sense. Man, Garda's just an absolute animal on this Silas, and he's so hard to pin down.
Yeah. And honestly, if you're Pogfrogs now, you're just hoping that someone smites the internet connection on the other team. But I think here's to try and. The one thing I will say about this Wit's End purchase is that it's so good until 4 members of the team, but it just means that you lack damage to kill Twitch. If you go for like I don't know, like a IE third or something, you'd have a lot more damage, but you just need his percent for survivability.
Silas steals with Swain ulti and he's going in along with Varel. The Everfrost hits nicely, but Pogfrogs kiting back for now, and Gwen is in the backline. How much can she do? Zanya's popped, but she's going to fall. And that's 2 kills for Iverngers Assemble. Most importantly, though, they get the kill onto the Gwen, and that means Pogfrogs cannot possibly contest this Drake. It's just going to be Mountain Soul for IA. And with that, also, it's just so hard to kill anyone. You already have Moonstone to deal with, and Silas healing 500 damage per W. Oh, well, goodbye, Jin. Nice knowing you, my friend.
Goodbye, Jin. We see Ornn picking up his tier, which is definitely an emotional purchase.
Oh no. 30 minutes in.
30 minutes in, that tier is just an emotion, showing his emotions. Which is doing this much damage without an IE. This is just LDR third. I respect it. Going GA fourth, because why not?
Yep, just protecting his KDA, which is looking good right now.
It is looking very
19. You don't want to split it in half.
Yep. Not quite the infinite KDA of the Moonstone player, but...
Oh, it might be split right here. Tumbleard flashes away. Can he survive? Iron Shield on top of him. IA now initiates, and man, this Rel is doing work in those fights. Gardevoir pops his Zonius, but he's extremely low. He's going to survive anyway. And I guess, okay, that's another kill for Pogfrogs. It is a good base defense. The game doesn't quite end yet, but I think the Nexus is open. Oh no, it's not open yet. But they have only 1 Nexus turret remaining and 0 inhibitors. They're just stuck in their base for the rest of this game, I'm afraid. And it's all about trying to find that miraculous team fight now, which is not going to be easy.
Not very easy at all. We do have Gwen 3 items with the upgraded Rift Maker. Not pretend to know what it's called with the online version of the Rift Maker. Isn't that the one with like the really crazy name? I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, they've got their items. Who knows? They have got their items. Oh, it's called Ikathia's Curse. There we go. That's not the one I was thinking of. But yeah,
Okay.
That's big. We have Collector completed on Jin. So it's just hard. They just need to play this slow, and they're chilling.
Oh, Weaver's Wall blocks out Pogfrogs, but now IA just go for the fight, and first, man, Pogfrogs are just falling like flies here. The health bars are disappearing so quickly, and now it's just XP left. Yep, oh, that's not an Ivern Q that you wanted to follow up on. But they're going to dive anyway, now that they have more members ready to do it. And the Nexus falls next. IA take care of business. Even with those substitutions from Dundee's Nuts, they are still... they were still the better team on the day.